Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're joining from. Thank you for being here. Welcome to another week, coming to you live from war-ridden Portland. Everything's on fire. No, just kidding. That is a lovely AI video I made from a photo I took a couple weeks ago from the bridge. How's everybody doing? Despite popular claims in the media, Portland is not on fire. Everything is fine here. It's a very nice day today and yesterday. How's everyone doing? Welcome to another week. If you missed yesterday, if you were a channel member and missed yesterday, I've left the replay up. So probably will take it down after a week or so. But I was catching up on my accounting for the channel. And it's not as good as I had hoped. But that is a different story. Let's get the map back up there so we can see where people are from. Yeah, I caught up on, turns out, a year of accounting because I hadn't actually imported anything since January. When I was doing my taxes, I just caught up as much as I needed to do the taxes. So I had January, I'd go back to January and enter everything, which was a lot. It's been quite a year. So, forgot to get the title bar out of there. Gwen says hello from San Francisco. Can't say just popping in to wish you all a great show. Thanks. Matt missed the member stream. Bummer. Yep, it was fun. It was, I guess, not actually as long as I had been worried it would be, considering I had to enter 9 months of transactions. So I already scheduled the next one on my calendar. I haven't posted it to YouTube yet. Yeah, I need to post it to YouTube shortly, but it's going to be in about a month. And then I'll only have 30 days of transactions to catch up on. Yeah, I had to do the same to get same things with my business books. Felt good to get it done. Yeah, it's I definitely need to not go 9 months between accounting, between catching up on accounting. 2 months is probably fine. 1 month would be great. Anyway, related to that, I have spent more money than I have made this year on this channel, which was not, I guess I kind of expected it, but I didn't think it was going to be that bad. Anyway, long story short, I need to sell a bunch of stuff because I need to get some of that back. So yes, our appetite for new gear always overwhelms the wallet. The good news is I'm not like going to go broke. I don't need to like sell the studio. I still have money to buy things with for this channel. Like, it's all its own bank account, right? So like nothing is going in or out of the bank account from my own finances. So that's fine. Everything's fine. But yes, I do need to sell some stuff. So I have put a link in the video description, and I'll put it in the chat right now, to my Shopify store, where you can find all the things I am selling. Some of them are very old. Some things are from 2017, 2018, although some of them are actually still sold today new. So this is a good deal on those. And some of them are more expensive than when I bought them in 2018, which is interesting. Some of these are 7, 8 years old. Some of these are a year or less. So just a big mix of stuff on here. I've got most of the stuff sitting next to me if you have any questions and want to test it out. A couple of microphones. I just haven't been using these like for recording conferences. There's like boundary microphones for putting on a desk. I haven't been doing that kind of stuff lately. So, couple of older cameras, the Zoom Pod Track with a little Bluetooth adapter. I have an extra Rode Wireless Pro. Oh yeah, the other thing is that if anything's on here for sale, I actually bought it myself. None of this stuff is stuff that I got from a brand. So that stuff eventually, if I am not going to be doing videos on it anymore for whatever reason, it will go into a $1 just pay shipping sale, but I don't have any of that up today. This is all stuff that I've just bought over the years. Oh, it looks like already the 120D and the Synology are gone. These little things are, I kind of forgot about them. Unfortunately, one of the clips broke, but they're little wireless microphones, and they are the size of a battery, basically, and they take a AAA battery, so you don't need to worry about batteries wearing out on them. And they have a little built-in mic, which isn't very good, but they have a 1/8 inch input for a lav mic. So a couple of cameras, extra ATEM Mini Extreme. I'm actually on the fence about selling this television studio HD at this point, because it's going to be 10 years old soon, and that starts tipping into the sentimental category. So yeah, if anybody does want it, this is the time, because I might take it down soon. Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I need to get rid of some of this stuff. Matt says, I used to do my accounting per quarter since I had to file every quarter. File every quarter? I have to pay taxes every quarter, but I just pay estimated taxes and work it all out later. I just have a stack of checks that I pre-printed for the year, and then I hopefully remember to actually put them in the mail. I think I just did that at the beginning of the month. Yeah. K9 says, did you install the new AV-CAN's firmware they just released? Couldn't find release notes, but supposedly NDI 6 is available. Oh, no, I haven't yet. That's cool. That is very cool. Some of the unused AV-CANs. No, so one of them I got from the company, and one I bought myself, but I am planning on using those still. So those are sticking around. Oh, yes. And if you are a channel member, then go into the Discord, because there is a discount code for the shop, which is 15% off of your order. So pretty good deal. You can make back all of your channel membership contributions real quick that way. So that coupon code is in the Discord in the buy, sell, trade channel. Hello, Keith. Welcome. Good old TV studio. I still wish they would do a combo HDMI SDI ATEM, but I don't know why they are not doing that. That was the key. That was like a really nice feature of that one. Anyway, what is going on? What do you all want to chat about today? I haven't seen a check in 20 years. Yes, it's a very US thing, still paying by checks. It is pretty silly. I could pay online, but I've actually found that it's easier for me to keep track of whether I've sent in the payment if I have a physical check that is then not in my envelope when I go look. Otherwise, I'm like, did I already pay it online? And then I have to go log on to check, and it's a whole thing. This way I can just be like, is there a check in the envelope? No? Okay. I mean, so I already paid it. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to go log into Shopify and see the orders come in. Then I'm gonna have a lot of trips to the post office to get all the stuff out. So that'll be fun. Let us prepare the piggy bank. Yeah. Anyway, other than that, welcome back to another week. We've got stuff. I've got, I can always like turn on some of the switches in the back, play around, show you what's new. I haven't done anything this week except work, travel. I was in Vegas this week. Not my favorite place to be, and it was very hot. Also, I was staying in the hotel across from the convention center, but it was like, it was like almost half a mile to get across the street. It's crazy. Have I tested the new firmware on the Extreme? No, I did just see that they released that though. I can turn that on and we can go try it out. Let's see. Let me go. Oh, I don't have the mic on. I don't have a good shirt for a lav mic today. Do you know if YouTube has given any further details as to when more people will have access to SRT? I have not heard anything about that. It's very mysterious how they work. They have released other features, though, other new things for YouTube Studio. One of the things that they keep bothering me to, it keeps showing up in YouTube Studio, is they added a feature where you can take a live stream that's currently on and turn it into a members only live stream after, like, schedule it to go members only. So, wow, those t-shirts are really not good for live mics. You can turn it in, you can schedule it to go members only. So I guess, like, you could have like a half-hour public show and then turn it into a member stream afterwards. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think it'll make the whole stream members only after that. Yes. See, it says schedule your live stream to go members only. But I think that means it'll actually change the whole thing, and I don't want to do that. So, okay. Do I still have audio? Yes. Let's go TV. I need the TV to be the multi-view. No. I'm missing a button. I need the TV to be multi-view that I can see what's going on. TV should be, what is it? Is it multi-view 2? No. Is it multi? I think I just want it to be multi-view 1. Yeah, that's just what I want. And then let's make sure my lab cameras are set right. Okay. So let's get this thing updating. It's going to take a while to update, I'm sure. So let's just start that. And then get back to the chat. This should, there it goes. Should get an internet connection. There is an update available. YoloBox, oh, the exposure on that is not good. Do I have? Yes. Okay, so I'm currently on 198. So they've done support for saving previous live event settings, more languages, duplicate YoloCast, HDMI out, stability, UVC out, okay. And some fixes. We'll get that installing. Andre says, by the way, found out that DJI does not sell the Power 1000, getting more inclined towards EcoFlow Delta. Oh, that's a bummer. The Power 1000 is the one I have in the server, and it is pretty good. It works as a UPS, which I like. I need to make sure that I have a button for setting the TV to multi-view. Let's go fix that. TV multi-view. Output 6 is multi-view 1. Oh, I don't have feedbacks on these. I should really do that. Okay, so the lab overhead is 17. Output 6, I believe, was that. And we have to go add it to the rest of these. Output 6, lab. Five. Okay, TV map. Output 6 is, oops, that's the Fire TV. TV logo. This was Media Player 3. And multi-view, which should turn yellow as soon as I do this. Great. And now I can change that back to the map. What's going on with the, what is the new ATEM Extreme firmware supposed to add fix? The new ATEM Extreme, I don't think anything has been happening on the ATEM Extreme. Lee's Boring Life says, what's your opinion on the lack of firmware updates or updated version of the YoloBox Mini? It seems like they've abandoned it. It does seem like they've abandoned it. They haven't talked about it in a long time, which is weird because I thought it had the same processor as the Ultra. I'm trying to remember the processors. It was like, there was the original and the Pro was a good upgrade. And then I thought it went, oh, maybe it was the Pro and the Mini have the same processor. And then it was Ultra and then Extreme. So maybe that's why. Maybe they've tapped out what they can do on that processor. Oh, other Extreme, yes. YoloBox Extreme. ATEM 10 update adds support for the new 4ME Constellation 4K. Yeah, and I think it doesn't apply to much other than that. Looks like it's time to upgrade Companion 2. Yes, I am a little out of date on Companion now as well, which I also don't know what has changed. I need to figure that out. Grish says, here in the Northwest, Washington, Oregon, don't we have reliable power because of all the hydro and wind? Yes, the problems I've had with power here are very local. So it'll be like a transformer blows up or a substation has a problem. But generally, yeah, the power here is pretty reliable. Mini and Pro have the same processor. Thanks. Yeah, so that's the YoloBox Mini and the YoloBox Pro. And they upgraded it for the Ultra and upgraded it again for the Extreme. K9 says, can you demonstrate the user weight in the ATEM Mini macro? I want to have a starting soon countdown with a user weight that requires me to perform some action before cutting to the live shot. Interesting idea. I don't know if I've actually ever done that before with the user weight feature. I don't even remember where that is. I've generally moved things out of macros and been moving more things into companion, except for things that either don't have a companion trigger, which it's getting more and more fleshed out every update. But also if you need things to happen at a more precise time. So if you need to like load a graphic and cut to something, it's going to be better to do that in a macro because Companion can get out of sync. You know, it's not frame accurate, whereas macros are frame accurate. Let's see. So if I make a macro test, what should I do? Cut to the computer and then add a pause. There's the user wait, add a pause, and then cut to, let's say, the main camera. Okay, and then I'll stop recording that. And first, let's save that just to see what's in the macro. And let me go open that up. User wait, there it is. So the macro includes, yeah, camera 6, user wait, camera 21. So if I go back here and we run it, it cut. Oh, and then it's blinking this. So I have to then, I guess, click it to continue. And then it cut back. I have never used that before. Huh. But so yeah, so if I click it, if I play the macro, it's going to cut to the computer screen. Big orange border appears around the whole thing and the play button is blinking. So it's telling me to click it to continue. That is interesting. I have never used that before. So you were thinking about using it for a starting soon countdown with a user wait that requires you to perform some action before cutting to the live shot. You could do that. So you could have a countdown. But see, the cut was flashing on the... Did I miss the other thing flashing? Let's try that again. Oh, what if I don't have that up? Let's try that. What happens if I don't have the macro thing up and I just run it from Companion, for example? Let's go here. So this is test macro, because you can run macros from Companion. Macro is, I don't know why I have two called test. So if I run that, oh, and Companion has a function to continue macros. So let's make a button for that. Macro continue. This is really, I have never used this before. This is fascinating. Okay, so now if I'm going to push the Companion button this time instead of the software control macro, test macro, which cuts, and then I don't see anything blinking on this screen, but I see the big orange box. And then if I push the Companion button to continue, it will keep going. Well, you learn something new every day. That is pretty cool. Omer says, I use this a lot, very useful. Companion has a function to continue macros that are waiting. That is cool. I wonder if there's a feedback for that, because this will be useful for this to blink if there is a macro waiting. Let's see if there is one. Macro state. Yeah, look at that. Macro, does it have to, does it have to correspond to a specific macro? It looks like it does. So now if I test the macro, then yeah, that turns yellow because it is waiting. And if I change this to a different one, yeah, so the feedback is specific to that macro waiting. And now I can see that I need to push that to continue, and then it cuts. I could see that being useful. That's pretty cool. It's also under the run command, the last drop menu. Keith says, love that for playing videos. That's a cool feature for when you want to cut on a hyperdeck with user weight, then cut back after it's done. Upper Stage says, I had a button to start, another one to return from a video. This helps a lot. Okay, yeah. That's cool. I have never seen that button before in my life. That is fascinating. Cool, though. YoloBox is still updating. Upper Stage says, looking for NDI decoder to SDI for 3 or 4 devices. Doing 1080 now, but looking at 4K for a future Bird Dog. 4K on back order. Is that a long wait? Probably. I don't know if I would even trust that at this point. NDI to SDI for 4 devices. Kilo View probably has some stuff. Let's see. See what they have, because they have a lot of these are single channel, but they do have some multi-channel stuff. I don't remember off the top of my head. Four-channel HDMI and SDI decoder. But why is there only... There's 2 HDMI outs, so... That's confusing. If you actually want 4... Supports decoding up to 4 streams. All 4 video outputs are available through HDMI and SDI. But there aren't 4 outputs. So that's not quite what you want. I don't know. What, yeah. Jonas says I would go with 4 Magewell devices. I think you might have to do that. Go with just separate devices for each one. Keith, thanks for the super chat. We all learned something today with macros. Thanks to the chat new channel for experimenting live. Appreciate it. That's going right into the back into the channel fund to make up for my slight overspending this year. Pierre says, is there any way to use the RØDECaster video with Video Ninja and OBS using RØDECaster as primary monitoring device? Yes. So one option for the way I prefer to use OBS with the RØDECaster video is by using this little what's it called, the Blackmagic monitor 3G. And this little box is a Thunderbolt device. Let's see if I can find the link. Ultra Studio monitor. Yeah. So what this little box does is gives you Thunderbolt from your computer, and then it gives you SDI and HDMI out. So you can plug in the HDMI out into the RØDECaster, and then it's not like it's not a screen that your computer sees, but OBS can output to that. So if you have Video Ninja, a guest in Video Ninja pulled up in OBS, you can then output that guest video through this device into the RØDECaster, using the RØDECaster for the main switcher. Matt says, I asked Blackmagic at NEB why they don't have a half-and-half device SDI HDMI, and they said we have converters. I got the same answer, and I told them I don't want converters. And again, I understand that why the rack mount ones have only SDI. That makes sense. You know, it's in a rack. The back is not accessible. You you can put converters in a rack, although they really should sell rack mount converters, because seriously. But I feel like these ones that are meant to go on a table should absolutely have a mix of HDMI and SDI. Because like this is the kind of thing, like they even show in the ridiculous promo shot for this, where, I don't know if I can find it. They have a promo shot for the ATEM that is like someone carrying it under their arm, into a building. I forget where it is. Oh, I don't know where it went. Anyway, he's like got the ATEM like slung under his arm, like going into a venue. For that, it feels like it would make a lot of sense to have some HDMI options so that you can plug in a laptop next to you to run graphics or whatever it is. Anyway. Yeah, rack mounted decimators would also work. Yeah. The other benefit of the Ultra Studio is it doesn't count against the external display limit. Oh yeah, that's right. So if you have like a Mac that has only support for one external monitor or only two external monitors, this doesn't count as a monitor because it's not a monitor. So it's it can help with that. Aaron Abernethy says, after a week of playing with the RØDECaster, I have a very basic feature request: rotation of camera inputs, at the very least in scenes, if not in camera inputs. Yeah, you're not the first one to ask for that. It definitely would make sense, but I will say rotating video is not trivial, like hardware-wise. So I get why they don't have it. If they did have it, I would expect it to exist on the input, not in a scene, because you probably want to always rotate it because it's like you've got your camera mounted upside down or something. My suggestion is just like find a way to mount the camera the opposite direction. You can get cages that give you mounting points on all sorts of different sides of the cameras. So, yeah. Okay, the YoloBox is updated. Let's see. See what's going on with, so I can duplicate that now. And they also thankfully did, oh, it's so nice having everything come back already. Look at that. Well, the scenes, much better. They also did fix it where if I go back out and then come in again, it'll restore everything, which was not always true. So thank goodness. Got the map, scene, got my video. Cool. I wonder how much a rack mounted decimator thing would cost. I mean, it depends on if it's got one or more devices in it, right? Because I think like the decimator is like $300 or something. And even that would be useful, just having it fit a rack nicely. But really, I would want like 3 or 4 packaged together into a 1U box. I actually got a little bracket for the Blackmagic converters. I wonder if I can find it. I think it was like last year that I did that. And it's really nice. Let me see. Blackmagic converter rack mount panel. It was, yes, I found it. I unfortunately don't have an affiliate link for this, but here's the thing. It's a really clever design. You undo the bolt on the SDI port and then bolt it into this panel. So it just has 2 holes that are spaced correctly for this. And then you can get up to 8 of these in one U. It does mean the HDMIs are on the back, which is a little annoying, but it's a lot nicer than putting them on a shelf. I will say that. So I got one of those and it's in the rack right now. Matt says, ballpark, how much are you down for the year? I'm not sharing on this stream. That is for members only, and you are members, so you can go watch the replay. I will give you a clue. It is the stream yesterday was a lot of watching me enter transactions one by one, but at the end I kind of did like a recap of it's like looking at the snapshot for the year. So if you go look at the end of it, you can see the stats, and it's not good. Well, I'll just say that. A couple things factoring into that. Mainly the YouTube, like direct YouTube revenue is down for me compared to last year a little bit, which is obviously because I have not been making videos, and that the videos get way more ad revenue than live streams do. And so that's part of it. But the bigger part of it is the affiliate links, which are way down from last year as well, which is also a combination of me not having put out a video in several months. And I think affiliate revenue just payouts have gone down a lot over the last couple of years. Like just the ad budget from companies who are buying the ads is just a lot lower. So there's less to go around. Or not the ad budget, the affiliate payout percentages and things like that. Also, I think people are spending less money now than like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, generally, which is just, so that's all just way down. And between that and I have bought more lenses than I should have this year. That's where I'm at. So yeah, I'm hoping to. Oh, and then last year I had the October conference that I filmed, which was a nice chunk of change, and I have not booked that for this year, and I don't know if they're going to want me to do it. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to be in town when it's going to happen again. So I meant to get in touch with them a month ago, and I totally forgot. So yeah, yep. So yeah, if anybody needs some of my old cameras or new cameras, then that would really help get back some of this, some of what I have overspent this year. And then I need to figure out how to do better the next 3 months, October, November, December. Maybe I can actually make a video and get some affiliate links again. Upper Sage says I can fit 2 decimators on a 1U shelf. I feel like you should be able to get more than 2 if it's like the small ones. But even then, like, I hate having to mount them on shelves because like the ports don't line up with the rest of the ports, and then you have to like strap them down somehow, and yeah. Anyway. Matt says they have thought about the rack-mounted converter, but still haven't seen them. They really should do a rack-mounted bank. I guess the question is like, which combinations of things would they do? Because everyone's going to want their own. Everyone's going to want their own, like, how many decoders, encoders, bidirectionals. So, I mean, maybe the answer is it's modular. Didn't they have that a long time ago? Like a modular rack where they were cards that you could put in? I feel like that would actually be useful. Upper Sage says it's the cables that stick out too much, and that leaves enough room to access them still. Oh, I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense. Matt says, all that because you're not putting video out, but you have a job building a house and life. Really taking a lot more than it has in the past. So it was the router that was modular. That's right. Yeah. Hamad says OC GoStream Duet 8 ISO versus ATEM Mini Extreme G2. So a couple of key differences that you're going to find between the two. So if you look at the, let's go grab the ATEM Mini ISO G2 specs. So if you look at, so first of all, these are all HDMI. Right now, they don't have an SDI version of this. I don't know if they will, but 3 outputs. It has a built-in media slot, 2 Ethernets, cool. So MADI audio input, I actually wish they had MADI audio out. It feels like that would have made more sense to me. Anyway, MADI audio in means you can run audio from an external mixer and run multi-channel audio into the ATEM to mix it in the ATEM. So that is not something you get on the GoStream. The other thing you don't get on the GoStream is the Thunderbolt interface, where when you plug in a computer over Thunderbolt into this, the computer can output key fill 2 channels into the ATEM that show up as channels. Mainly what it's for is for graphics. So like the way I do graphics is I have OBS running, and OBS outputs to an Ultra Studio box, which gives me 2 SDI outputs that goes into the ATEM. And that requires the separate box and cables into the big ATEM. That's all kind of like built in to the ATEM G2, the ATEM Mini G2. And that is, you can use OBS, you can use other software to output stuff into that. So that's super, super useful, and that's not in the GoStream. The GoStream, on the other hand, GoStream, there's the product page. Do it 8 ISO. This is a lot smaller and it's a lot cheaper. This does NDI, if that's important to you. So you can actually bring NDI cameras into it. ATEM does not have that. It has HDMI and SDI, and in the latest update they made it so that you can use all, you're not limited to 4 physical video inputs anymore, so you can use up to 8 physical inputs. If you want to assign all 4 HDMI and all 4 SDI into channels, you can do that now. The other thing is it has a web browser engine internally. So if you are bringing in graphics from a web browser, the way I am with chats, for example, you can just load it directly into the GoStream, and you don't need to you don't even need to have it on a computer. So like the way that I would do this with the ATEM Mini G2 is I would take Thunderbolt from my computer into the ATEM, take the graphics in OBS, and output the OBS canvas into the ATEM directly. The way I would do it here is I would not have to run OBS on my computer, and instead I would load the web page directly into the GoStream, which is pretty cool. So those are kind of like the biggest differences, I would say. Hopefully that helps. OpenGear was the Blackmagic one, and right, Magewell has a new modular kit. Let's see if I can find. They were showing this at NAB this year. It's a 2U rack, and then it has all the fans and stuff. But then you can get your own. You buy the cards that you slide in, so you can make your own combo decoders and encoders. So they have like all the ProConvert modules as cards. So if you want NDI to HDMI, 4K, SDI, whatever, you can get the cards and then slot them all into this, which is a pretty cool thing, actually. It's kind of expensive, but I guess that's not surprising. Yeah, just the rack mount box itself is like $2,000. Matt says, I replaced an ATEM Pro Extreme with the new G2 at a local church, and they really like the new one. They already had the converters and everything already set up. Oh, nice. I mean, I do really think that the G2 ATEM is a very good upgrade from the ATEM Mini series itself, but it is just very different than working with other things like the GoStream or a YoloBox. And I can't buy one to test it because I don't have enough money left, apparently, according to my accounting. Um, what's going on in the chat? Oh, Matt says the Mini is so limited in what it can do because of so few ports. True. This is the YoloBox Mini. True, but I feel like the Magewell Director Mini and Director 1 have a similar number of ports, and they can do an awful lot because you can bring in so many things over the network or USB. So we don't need no stinking badges. Hello from Union City, California. Welcome, welcome. We are just rambling today. Andre says, how reliable do you think the Obsbot Tail 2 on NDI, especially for a long demo stream, let's say 2 to 3 hours? I would imagine it's probably fine. I still don't actually have an Obsbot Tail 2, and apparently I'm not allowed to buy one. How much does it cost? I think it's kind of expensive. Obsbot Tail 2. Yeah, it's like $1,200. I would assume it would be fine. I'm curious if anybody who has actually tested one has done long streams. But I think I would, based on the other cameras, I would trust it. Thinking of a 3 to 4 cam setup, I would imagine that would be fine. That's my guess. Oh, the other, I just remembered. So when I was in Vegas, I was on a had an interview at it was a little, I should have taken a picture of the setup. They had a little media corner like on the expo floor, and I got booked for an interview. And I was very curious about the camera setup they were using. So I, was poking around, looking at the setup. Somewhere I have a picture of at least quick over the shoulder shot of the. Why can't I find it? Quick over the shoulder shot of the setup in the corner. Not that one. Oh, there it is. There's my selfie with the interviewer. There it is. So they had this was the setup. So he was streaming. So streaming using OBS and Stream Deck, ATEM Mini Extreme, and then a little audio processor as well, headphones to monitor. It was a pretty simple, like I think it was just it may have been 3 cameras. I think it was 3 cameras, 3 camera setup, and the basic like close up wide, and then 2 microphones, and it was on the expo floor, so it was very loud environment. So he said that like he's an audio guy, and I was chatting with him afterwards because I was like, I don't remember what I said to start the conversation. But he said he's an audio guy, and he's like put together this video rig, but his main focus is on audio. So he was talking about all the like audio processing he's done to make it sound anywhere decent on the expo floor. And I was like, I wonder if you could do this with a RØDECaster video, because he was using OBS to actually do the stream. He was not streaming from the ATEM. So he was using the ATEM only for switching and ISO recording. But the thing that he told me that would be the challenge for him is he had a whole bank of graphics loaded up for lower thirds for everybody, and they're animated videos. So with the RØDECaster, you can put in animated videos to use for this, but you can only queue up 7 at a time, and then you have to start swapping them out. So I started thinking like this is like a really good application of the RØDECaster video. This is like what it should be for. So I started thinking like, what would I do to use the RØDECaster video in this scenario? It would take the place of the ATEM Extreme. I would stream from the RØDECaster video, not OBS, but I would still have him use OBS to do the graphics going into the RØDECaster through that Ultra Studio monitor. So he has like a animation that plays between little intro outro screen. So I would put that in the RØDECaster, but for all the lower thirds, keep that in OBS and just output that and like chroma key it, which is essentially what Lily does with her stream now with the chats, right? I think that would work really well. And yeah, I thought it'd be kind of a fun experiment to. I feel like the RØDECaster is made for this exact scenario of like quick little kit you put together for a conference that you're gonna set up and tear down every day. It's not an permanent install, but it seems like it would do the job well. So I told him to find my channel, and if he wants to talk about this later, I will chat with him and invite him on the show. So Matt says, I have used mine for 4 hours straight. The Tail 2. Okay, cool. I got a buddy in Toronto who has one, the Tail 2, and he had it up for a while. Said it was fine past the 6-hour mark. Okay, good. That's what I would expect. Omer says, I used 2 Obsbot Tail 2s on an NDI, 6 hours. Oh, Matt coming in with gifted 10 memberships. So who gets the memberships? It's going to be... There it is. We got a bunch of new channel members today. Amazing. Welcome to all the new members. FTFO Media, Yosef Solomon, I Am Fatness, Morgan, Axel Live, Cam, Andreas, Airline Videos. I don't think he's here today. He was on last week. Marcelli. Amazing. So if you are if you are a new channel member, welcome. Make sure you click in the description down below to go find the members Discord, which is where all the fun stuff happens. And that is where you can also find the discount code for the shop. So now that you are all members, you all have access to that discount code that gives you 15% off all of my stuff I'm trying to sell. I had the wrong thing on the super source. All the gear I'm trying to sell. So congrats. And thanks, Matt. Pro Presenter is underrated for lower thirds and PowerPoints. True. I think probably because it's not free. People like free. So doing my part to help the bottom line. Thanks. Well, thanks. Maximilian says, the last Q&A I said, wouldn't it be great if we got a Streamer X update, and lo and behold, we get a firmware update, but what did it actually do? Did we? I need like a news feed of all these updates for all the firmware, for all the gear that I have. I don't even Rode Streamer X. I don't keep track of this enough, apparently. Let's see if we can find out. It's not on their support page. I wonder if it's just minor updates or something. see if we can read the release notes and see if there is anything, any clues. There it is. Add support for USB hosting of Rode microphones. Okay, that's cool. So, and then improved compatibility. Okay. And bug fix. So basically this is a new feature. That is very cool. So now if you have the Rode, actually that means it should work using, like with the RØDECaster audio interface or a USB wireless mic or the pod mic and stuff like that should now work over USB, which is smart. Oh, right. I forgot the wireless mics compare directly with it. But yeah, for any of the USB audio devices, that's cool. Oh, thanks, Andre, for the 550 Turkish lira. I have no idea how much that is. Oh, that's a lot. Thanks. I appreciate it. That is 13 US dollars. That shows up nice and big in the colorful version. I appreciate it. Let your nerd be here. So like, I bet you could create a ChatGPT scheduled task to keep track of the updates for you. That's a funny idea. It would be a fun thing to try to automate. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these, there's usually a web page that you could watch, but a lot of them don't actually put out feeds of this. Oh, this was 2024, not 2025. I just saw September 25th and I was like, oh, that's really recent. So what's this year? That's funny. That's a year ago. David says, hi, Aaron, does your live stream setup have DaVinci Resolve Live to color grade your live camera? So I decided I don't like color grading, and I swapped all my cameras with cameras that I don't need to color grade. So these are all BGH1 cameras, and it looks great out of the camera, and I don't mess with the colors. I just don't like color grading, apparently. The one exception is that. So that is a HDMI monitor, color HDMI monitor, but I have a Blackmagic converter inside of the box, inside of the computer case. And it is, it has a LUT that I made in Resolve, and the LUT is loaded into the converter and creates that black and white version of the image. So not DaVinci Resolve Live, but it is a Resolve created LUT. But no, I don't like dealing with colors. I forgot to move this pumpkin into the shot. Speaking of, let's oh, there's my little Ultra Studio monitor. Let's put it there. It is pumpkin season now. There we go. Now we're season. TIL DaVinci Resolve into color grading live. I haven't looked into this because, again, I don't like it, but I trying to find the page about it. Yeah. You can put it next to the white one. Yeah, maybe I should. Or I can just replace the apple for a while. I think that 2024 is a mistake. It should be 2025. I just received one to... Oh, interesting. Okay. What's the cheapest and easiest way to embed videos in the stream? My Blackmagic ATEM Mini Pro only supports images, not videos. Yes. Cheapest and easiest are often not the same. But let's start with easiest. I think one of the easiest options is... Oops, apparently that was not plugged in. Now the iPad is almost dead. I think one of the easiest options is, yes, exactly, Live App. So I was going to show you that on the overhead camera. Live App is this iPad app, and you can load in, I need to get the angle there so you don't see the reflection. You can load in clips in little playlists, and then this is also made, it works with anything because it's really just HDMI out, but it is actually made to work with ATEMs. And what I mean by that is you can connect it to your ATEM, and then you can set up this autoplay. So if you tell it what input the iPad is connected to, it's just an HDMI output from the iPad, connect it to the ATEM, tell it which input it's on, cue your video, and then when you bring that on air, then the this app will autoplay. So if I think I can actually do it in an upstream key as well. So let's make a upstream key with, let's grab, yeah. So upstream key 3, let's grab the iPad, which is over here, and let's turn that on. Yeah, so as soon as I did that, it just autoplayed. So if let me turn that off, pause that. So as soon as I hit upstream key 3 on air, it starts playing. So this is, I would say, probably the easiest, because you get all the flexibility of an iPad, of like managing files and stuff, of, you know, put stuff in your camera roll, load, airdrop things to it. It can play whatever you can play. Whatever you can play in your iPad will work, right? So it's not picky about video formats. And you get all the options of like, do you want to loop the videos? Do you want it to cut back to a different angle when the clip is over? You can do all these playlists, cues. Yeah, it's great. Well, we're sounding that one. And oh yeah, and then of course it does, yeah, it does a clean full screen 16:9 when it plays, so it's not like cropped like playing back from the camera roll. What is the name? It is called Live App. So terrible name to search for. Let me grab the link for it. There's the link, and you can find the App Store link from there. So it does actually a lot of other stuff too. So you can draw on top of your. So if you turn that off, you can draw, or you can. So first of all, you can load in web pages, which is also a nice way to bring chats and stuff in. You can draw, and then it'll just output that. Oops, apparently I have a, right, it takes over. It actually sets up the key for you. So let me turn off that. And I need to adjust the upstream. Oh, it was set to invert. There we go. Apparently it didn't set that right. But now that this is here, I can just draw, and it will. Oh, that's too dark apparently. There we go. So this is an upstream key on top of the stream now. So you can doesn't make any sense if I'm showing you the overhead shot, of course, but so I can. Oh, and then there's this capture button, which will capture a frame of video from the ATEM. So if I do that, it takes a while, apparently. There it is. So there's me, and now it's a still frame, right? But now I can at least see where my head is, and I can like circle my head. It's pretty cool. And the overlay and the drawing and the video playback. So it's definitely the easiest way to do it. The app is not free, but it's $50. So it's an investment, but I think it's worth it. Oh, they have a different, I forgot they did this recently. They have a alternate version that has only the video playback feature, so not the other features, and it's $25. So that's actually very reasonable. The Gadget Guru says, are they speaking about the Tail 2 via NDI Wi-Fi over Wi-Fi or wired? I mean, either one should work, but I'm curious of the people who have that. Do you use it normally wired or Wi-Fi? Yeah, so easiest way, I think the Live app is the easiest way just because of all the flexibility you get for having the iPad. It's not the cheapest because it requires an iPad, although an older model should work fine. And the $25 app, cheapest would be probably I don't know, a Raspberry Pi playing video out. Trying to think of other. No, just get Live app. It's worth it. Yeah. $120 is the new update. They wrote the wrong date. Okay, that's funny. I will try to tell them that the date is wrong on this. Micah says, this is a bit off topic, but do you know of any fun switcher simulators with cameras that you can direct and such? Oh, that's a cool idea. No, I've never seen that. The closest thing is the one that I actually made myself, which is take a real recording of multiple cameras, turn it into the 4K 4 up, and then run it through a video wall controller to split it back into 4 individual feeds. And then you can live cut a real video feed, but it does mean that you have to have some footage to start with. Oh wow, I need to turn that overlay off. Wired with PoE, not sure how long the internal battery would last. Have also powered with V-mount. Cool, okay. Mika Spec video player is another good cheap option. That's like $50 or something. It is not as picky as video formats as a HyperDeck, but not as flexible as an iPad probably. Also, like, it's got a little remote control, so it's kind of finicky for you don't get a lot of precise control with that, and you definitely can't automate it. I do like those little boxes though. Let me grab a link for one of those because they are pretty good. Where did my Mika Spec? The new one supports H.265 at least, so that's good. Bjorn says, do you know if it's possible to share a screen from phone or iPad on YoloBox Extreme? A couple different ways to do that. I actually think I have a video about this. So if you like, the easy way is you just take a HDMI adapter out of your phone and run an HDMI cable into the YoloBox, and then there's nothing special on the YoloBox for that. But if you're talking about wirelessly, you have a couple options. Oh, this video is a couple years old. This video is 3 ways to iPhone as wireless camera to YoloBox. Oh, that's not going to share the screen, but some of the same concepts will apply. Let's see. I think I have a new video about doing this with the Magewell Pro Convert or Magewell Director Mini, but not iPhone screen sharing wirelessly. So the video I just dropped in the chat is how to do that with the Magewell Director Mini, but really it's just like get an NDI screen share app on your phone and then bring in the NDI feed into the YoloBox, and it would work the same on the YoloBox. So a couple options there, but the cable is easiest. Oh yeah, Playout V for the Raspberry Pi does ATEM video playback. It's not free though, I don't think. But it's a good option. It basically turns, it's like emulating a hyperdeck. Have you found the best way to clean up YoloBox audio? I see lots of people with audio noise. I mean, you really should get the noise out before you record in the first place, because cleaning it up is always going to be worse. I would say I've seen some issues with audio. I'm trying to remember which one works best now. I think people are having better luck now with USB audio. It used to be on the original YoloBox USB audio was really spotty, but I think that one's the best bet now. And I think the analog audio can be noisy sometimes, and getting the levels right is harder. Yeah, Matt brings in audio via USB. Omer also brings in USB audio from RØDECaster Pro 2. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's probably the best bet. And then get good audio in the first place, and don't plan on cleaning it up later. Cool. Okay, we are coming up on 90 minutes soon, so I guess we should probably wrap this up. I need to get cracking on this project, because on Tuesday, in 2 days from now, the power company is going to come and move the power line off of the temporary pole into the permanent location. But that means that the electrician is also coming and going to need to tear out the ceiling and wall in my little closet over there to run a new main power wire from the outside into the breaker panel that is powering this room. And unfortunately, the room that has all the panel in it is also full of all my networking gear and little servers and stuff. So I need to completely empty it out. It has a shelf full of old paint cans, actually the new paint cans from when I did this. I guess that means some of them are 5 years old now, which is crazy. Shelf of old paint cans and cleaning supplies, the whole 9U server rack with the main router for the house, the switch powering all the cameras, the NVR, the NAS, my Synology up there. All that has to come out so that they can make a giant drywall mess in there. I don't know where it's all going to go. So that's going to be fun. And I only now have a day and a half to get it done. Oh my gosh. In plain sight. Thank you for all the membership gifts. 10 more channel members today. Amazing. We have new channel members, IDJ Mike. Oh my gosh. So many people. Congrats on, I hope you enjoy your channel memberships. So I will say this is the perfect time to have 20 new channel members, because you can all now log into the Discord, and you can all log into the Discord and find the discount code for connect your Egypt account. Then you should see the channel called Buy, Sell, Trade. I'll probably also post it in the announcement channel. And there is a discount code in there that gives you 15% off of my shop. And I linked down below to my used gear page. It's in the video description. And you can get 15% off of any of these, which are already extremely discounted prices. Some of these things are very barely used. Some of them are a little bit more used. This one's definitely a little bit scuffed up because I use it at so many conferences. This one barely touched. And then these are usually like, if it's a relatively new product, I've still even discounted it like $100. So then you get 15% off of that as well. So please buy some of my used gear, and I will ship it all out this week, and that'll help me get some space back in here as well. So yeah, so after the power is on, will you move into your house? Almost, so close. Basically there's just a couple of things left that we can't do until we have power. The main one is install all the mini splits. The stove is not connected yet. But the mini splits are the big one, because that's like, there's like, 9 or 10 in total in the whole building. So he's coming the day after the power comes to start installing those. And after that, and after we have, and the water heater is not connected yet. Mini splits and water heater is basically it, because then we can actually like cook and stuff. So yeah, that's what we're waiting for. Before I run the credits, I'm going to update the members list so that all the new members get to roll in the credits today, because that will be fun. I usually do this every couple of weeks, but I figure this is a good chance to update this list for all the new folks. So yeah, please help me get rid of some of my things that I've just not really been using as much lately for whatever reason. Some of them I've replaced with new versions of it. Some of it is things that I just like, I probably won't use again, like, because I haven't been doing as many conferences and stuff. So it'll help me get some of my cover some of my spending on other things this year, and importantly, free up some of the space in here, because man, it's getting really crowded in here. Cool. Okay, I think that's it for the day. I'm gonna start cleaning out this closet. Super fun. I will try to record time lapses of cleaning out the closet though, so we'll see how that looks fun at all. By next week, with any luck, we'll have power back here again. Should be here next week, and yeah. I forgot to mention the one caveat with the store is this is US only. Especially now, it is like way too complicated with taxes and imports and stuff, and shipping is just really expensive internationally. So this is really just like a US shipping only, because it just keeps things simple and the shipping is not nearly as expensive. Some of the stuff would not be worth shipping internationally, frankly. So yeah. Okay. With that, thanks everybody. See you all next week. We will run the credits and say hi to all the new channel members. And of course, thanks to the Extreme supporters, Larry, Andre, Kevin, and Marcin. And thanks to everybody else for your memberships. If you are a channel member, make sure you click the link below in the members section to find the Discord, where we can chat throughout the week. I will probably be posting updates of closet clean out progress and power line installation. And also make sure you go and find the discount code for the shop, and I will drop the shop link in the chat again. and help me clean out my space here and get a good deal on some used gear. That is so many new channel members. Wow, thanks. Yeah, and thanks to Matt and In Plain Sight for all of the new channel membership gifts for everyone. So it'll be nice to see you all in the Discord. With that, it's a lot of new channel members. The list is a lot longer this time. There we go. Thanks for the super chats and channel gifts, membership gifts. We will see you all again next week.